Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Village of Gurnee Planning and Zoning Board for this Wednesday, September 21st, 2016. Can we have a roll call, please?
Bow.
Here.
McFarland.
Here.
Crawford. Nordentoff.
Here.
Path.
Here.
Pasak.
Here.
And Sula.
Present. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item on the agenda is an opportunity for public comment. This is a time that we set aside to give members of the general public a chance to ask a question or make a comment about something that's not on the agenda tonight. I assume you're here for the zoning? Okay. I'll close the floor to public on that one. Next item is the approval of our minutes from the meeting that was held back on August 3rd. Any questions, comments, or changes? If not, a motion to approve would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. McFarland, second by Mr. Bow. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is a public hearing for two different text amendments to our zoning ordinance. One related to accessory structures and uses, specifically fences, and the other one relating to development standards, specifically in the C6 district. Tracy, I assume you're going to run the lead on this?
I'm having technical difficulties over here. Okay. So back in 2015, when we adopted the comprehensive zoning ordinance update, we made a change to our fence regulations. The change affected only residential lots and impacted fences in corner side yards. And up here is a diagram that shows the two different types of corner side lots. This is a standard corner lot, and this is a standard corner lot. It has the rear yards abutting each other. And just to backtrack a little bit, the zoning definition of a front yard is the narrowest frontage along a road, and then the corner side yard would be the frontage that has the longer frontage. So in this case, this is the narrower frontage, so that's the front yard, rear, and side yard. So this is a regular corner lot. This is a reverse corner lot, which has its front yard abutting the corner side yard of an adjoining lot. Again, standard lot, reverse corner where the rear yard is abutting, the corner side yard is abutting the front yard of the adjacent lot. Same thing here. Front yard is over here, corner side abutting the front yard of an adjoining lot. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here, so. Okay, so those are the two different types of corner lots. Every corner lot has a corner side yard setback. The corner side yard setback is the required minimum distance per the zoning district that the principal building must be set back from the corner side yard. It spans from the front yard all the way back to the rear property line. It does not go into the front yard. Again, it spans from the front yard back to the rear property line. This shows the same thing, and these are just standard lots. It's the same thing for a reverse corner lot. The side yard, again, spans from the front yard back to the rear property line. The 2015 change to the fence regulations made it impossible for to install a fence over 3 feet in height if closed and 4 feet in height if semi-open in any corner side setback. I think I have an example of that somewhere. Maybe not. Oh boy. Sorry, my computer screen is totally black, so this is the only way that I can function. Okay. I'm not sure that I have that. I guess I don't have that exhibit. Is somewhere on the desktop, and unfortunately, like I said, my computer screen is black, so it's in your packet. There is an exhibit that shows what is allowed under the current regulations. Yeah, no. That's okay. That's okay. So you have two exhibits in your packet that show what the proposed fence regulations are and what the existing fence regulations are. And it's hard to do this without the exhibit showing up here, but the previous code allowed fences up to 6 feet in height in the corner side yard setbacks starting from the rear wall of the principal structure and running back toward the rear lot line. And like I said, the current code that is in place would not allow any fences in a corner side setback, and unless you did a 4-foot open or a 3-foot closed, nothing over that height. If the previous code would have allowed in a corner side setback on a reverse corner lot, a fence up to 6 feet in height, but it had to be set back 2/3 of the adjacent lot's required front yard setback. Oh, where did that come from? Oh, there we are. Okay, so this exhibit shows what is proposed. This is a reverse corner lot, and a 6-foot fence would have to be set back 2/3 of this lot's front yard setback, so it would come out to approximately here. It would still encroach into the corner side setback, but just slightly. How do I get to the next one? Just down? This is just a standard lot under what we are proposing to change it back to, which would allow the fence to come off the back of the house, go out to the corner side property line, and go all the way to the rear yard, and then back to fence off the back lot. And I don't think we have the other. Where's the other one? How did you get to that?
Just try page up and page down, Trace.
Yeah, there's only 2 pages. So anyhow, the change was made in 2015 in an attempt to simplify the code because it was difficult for staff to explain to residents what a corner side yard was, what a reverse corner side yard was, what the rationale was behind the 2/3 setback. We attempted to simplify the code by just prohibiting fences over 3 feet in height if closed and 4 feet in height if open in corner side setbacks. Unfortunately, we've had the regulations that allowed 6-foot fences in corner side setbacks on the books for 40 plus years. We have a number of people that are in the process of trying to replace fences, and under the current regulations, they can't. So we are seeking to change it back to the previous code. There are other communities out there that have the regulations like we are looking to take back to. They're not the majority, but there are some out there, Libertyville, Vernon Hills, Lake Bluff. Again, one of the reasons is we do have a lot of residents that have fences taller than 4 feet closed in their corner side yards on reverse corner lots, and they can't replace them. And fences in corner side yards, in conformance with the proposed regulations, we don't feel negatively impact adjacent property owners' values or the views or the character of the community, as these fences already exist and haven't really caused any major issues. So.
Okay, so just so to clarify, so what we're proposing to change is for that, on this type of corner, which is just a standard corner lot, to allow them to build a 6-foot fence from the corner of their house out to the street side property line, back to their rear lot line, across over and back down.
Yep, just
Okay.
like this exhibit shows.
What happens with the yellow area that we established before? Can they still put a 3-foot fence in that area or no?
This area, yes.
They'll still be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can even put a 3-foot fence in a front yard too.
Okay. Okay. But if they want a 6-footer, it has to be from the rear of their house
Exactly,
to the property line, straight up and over. Okay.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense to us. Okay. Can we go back to the reverse one?
Yep.
Okay.
Same situation, you have the corner side setback, but instead of allowing the fence to come all the way out to the corner side lot line, because this is the person's front yard, we don't want them looking at their front yard at a fence. So it sets it back 2/3 of their required setback, so they won't really get a view out of their front windows of any 6-foot tall fence.
Okay. But a 3-footer could still go in the yellow area?
Correct.
Okay. So all we're doing is reverting back to before. We're allowing the enhancement with the 3-foot fences, but we're proposing to go back to where we were, where 6-foot fences could be before last year when we adopted the ordinance.
Correct.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay. I'll open the floor to the public. Ma'am, did you have a question on this? I do have a question. Okay.
With regard to the, I think it's the reverse lots? Does the orientation of that house in any way change the definition? Okay.
From a zoning standpoint, no matter what the orientation of the home is, the front yard is always going to be the frontage that has the shorter measurement. So this is going to be the front yard, that's going to be the corner side yard, even if the house front entry is facing out here. Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to close the floor to the public and we'll go back to the zoning. Do we have any questions or comments? If not, a motion would be in order. This would be a recommendation to the village board motion. Everybody's shy tonight. Is there a concern on anyone's part about the proposed change? Oh, Dave, I see your hand.
I'll advance a motion.
Okay.
Pardon me. I move that we forward a favorable recommendation to the village board for the text amendment regarding accessory structures and uses to fences, to allow 6-foot tall fences in the corner side yards from the rear elevation of the home to the back lot line, except that on reverse corner lots, these fences should be required to be set back 2/3 of the front yard setback of the adjoining lot.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. McFarland. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call, please.
Powell,
No.
McFarland,
Aye.
Nordentoft,
Aye.
Path,
Aye.
Paysack,
Aye.
and Sula.
Aye, motion carries. All right. The second one is the cleanup for the C6.
Yep. This is really just a housekeeping issue. Back in 2015, when we adopted the comprehensive zoning ordinance update, we voided out the Gurnee Mills special use permit and created the C6 Regional Commercial Shopping District. We attempted to pull the different development standards from the special use permit into the C6 district. This included such items such as special setbacks, signage standards to deal with the unique nature of the regional shopping center, lighting, building materials, architecture, etc. One of the items that was in the Gurnee Mills special use permit that we didn't pull into the new ordinance was the ability for lots to be created or subdivided off that do not have direct frontage on a public street or right-of-way, as long as the lot has access to a public right-of-way through a cross-access easement. Therefore, we are proposing to insert into the C6 district specific development standards the language that was in the Gurnee Mills special use permit that allowed for subdivisions in this manner.
Okay. Any questions? I'll open the floor to the public. Ma'am, did you have a question on this one? Okay. Close the floor to the public. Any questions, comments, or if not, a motion would be appropriate.
I'll make a motion that we forward a favorable recommendation to the board to change the district-specific development standards, to amend those standards to allow the subdivision of lots that do not have frontage on a public street or right-of-way, as long as the lot has access through a cross-access easement to a public street or right-of-way. Second.
And just to clarify, this is in C6 only.
That is correct, sir. Thank you.
We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call, please.
Bao,
Yes.
McFarland,
Aye.
Nordentoft.
Aye.
Path,
Aye.
Paysack,
Aye.
and Sula.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate it.
Sorry for the technical difficulty.
No, that's okay. That happens.
I have a black screen.
I've
so-
lost track of how many times I've seen it happen in meetings,
We do have a
both
public.
public and private. So,
We do have a public hearing on October,
5th,
yes,
and it was noticed, so okay.
yes.
Okay. All right, then a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
So, moved by Mr. Nordentoff, second by Mr. Paysack. He waved first. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.